live. We're going to do some collective readings for all the signs, and we're going to do some super chats. For those of you who would like to have a super chat question, please get those questions in as soon as possible. Okay, how is everyone today? Thank you also for the likes on arrival, the shares, and everything else. I'm going to put up a link if you'd like to donate through my website, through PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Wise as well, and send me a message that you've done that so we can get the ball rolling. Otherwise, you can do a super chat here. On my website, it's under the donation link, and it's very easy to do, very swift, very easy. Hi Venusian, how are you, my dear? How are you? Hi Michi, how are you? How's it going? Okay, I thought we'd start off today with some lucky charms. Does everybody like my beautiful candle with a rose quartz? Yeah, that's my lovely candle with a rose quartz and the white wax. Beautiful base. Some of you might have seen it in TJ Maxx. I'm great. How are you, Michi? Everything's well here. Hi, 2166. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, we might do a pick a pile 1, 2, or 3. We're going to do some lucky charms and a pendulum. So if you have a question, keep it in your mind. This is for the collective. We're going to do some lucky charms and a pendulum and 3 different piles. Thank you, Venusian, for doing the shout outs and the instructions. Okay, how is everyone? Got quite a few people in. And I've got my beautiful selenite there, which is it's actually really interesting. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Hi, Savitri, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Do a shout out where you're from. Good morning from Byron, 2166. Excellent. Good to see you from Byron. Okay, we'll get some channel messages through the pick a pile for the lucky charms. Lucky charms, pick a pile 1, 2, or 3. See what messages come in. The selenite is meant to enhance psychic ability. It's meant to enhance channeled messages and mediumship as well. Okay, let's have a look. Let me get my little stick. Hope everyone's doing well today. Thanks, Venusian. All right. What's everyone been up to? Do a shout out. Has anything happened? Have any of the predictions come to pass? For those of you who are just watching, it's good to see somebody from Australia join in. I haven't had many Australians in lately, and I have been doing lives on a regular. So good to see that there's a few Australians here. Okay, we've got initials AATIQHFJ. Let's get some words there. Fiji, FAA, something to do with the airlines or airport security. We've got Faye, we've got Tanya, Taya, HI, Hawaii. That's interesting. Queenie, HQ, headquarters. Some of you might have something to do with the headquarters. I've got India, Jerusalem. There's something called come up in Jerusalem. That could be tricky business. Oh, we've got the 3 coins for lucky number 1. 3 coins. So you've got the trifecta here with the 3 coins. This is great feng shui. This is also really amazing for financial success, abundance, prosperity, manifestation. So that's really, really good for group number 1. I've also got the flamingo, which is, it reminds me more of Florida than anywhere else. Got the flamingo. Love, we've got the lotus. Some of you might be doing yoga, meditation, connecting with the inner child through the love interest here. We've also got studying something that is more psychological or love focused. Some of you might be doing some sort of esoteric study or psychology study, something to do with psychology or relationships. Some of you might be launching a platform to do with relationships or a business. I've also got a lucky feather for you, so some of you might be getting feathers from spirit, some sort of indication that spirit is with you. Some of you might be connected to the First Nation people in the United States or Canada as well. Some of you might be studying that, doing shamanistic or healing. I'm also getting the word fact. Fact versus fiction. So working out what is fact and what is fiction. I'm also getting the word fajita. So there could be a Mexican or some sort of food element here, something to do with food. It could be to do with a channel, food, Mexican food or South American. Fancy dress party is what I'm getting. If you do get invited to a fancy dress, I do feel it's worth going. I'm getting a Fred, a Jenny, Janet, Jeffrey, Jeremy, Tony, Tom, Henry, Queenie, Queanbeyan, India, Indiana, Ian, Alex, Andrew, Andrea, Allison, Abracadabra I'm getting as well, so there's some magic there for number 1, and a Y. That's an unusual letter, but it does have a lot of, you know, there are some people with a Y initial. Yellowstone, something to do with Yellowstone. National Park, for example. Okay. Now let's have a look at group number 2. I will do a pendulum for the question you've asked. So some of you might get a message through somebody else's reading. So let's get a yes or a no answer for the question for group number 1. That's a definite yes. Excuse my brace, everybody. I've just had wrist surgery, proximal row carpectomy. I can finally say that in one breath. Okay, it's a bit of a tongue twister. All right. So we've got another, number 2, we have another feather or a leaf. Looks like a feather. Could be also connections to Indigenous tribes, First Nation people, feathers from spirit coming in. You have the wasp, which is transformation at its best. So a lot of you might be transforming yourself internally and externally. And you have your heart floating on air. I feel like a lot of you are going to have a love story emerging or uplifting you in some way, adding some sort of value to your life. Okay, I've got AA, K, H, B, X, Y, L, L, and Y. Okay, I've got Billy, Kaylee, Haley. Somebody could have an X coming back in. Somebody could be asking a lot of questions. There's like why? I've got LA, Los Angeles, Kingston, Jamaica, Kingsford Smith, that's Sydney, Kathmandu, some of you might be traveling. I've got Boston, Kenya, I've got Hawaii as well. I've got Lacey, Casey as well, Billy. So that's a nice one for number 2. Now number 3, number 2, we'll do a question answer. Question, yes or no answer to number 2's question. What is the answer, yes or no? Looks like a no, or not for now. Now let's have a look at number 3. Let's have a look at number 3. Okay. We've got the owl, a lot of wisdom. Some of you might be writing or studying something. We've got the lucky fish for abundance. That's looking really good. And also the car. There's a lot of movement here with number 3. And the aeroplane. Car and the aeroplane. And we have the letters W, Y, E, B, O, F, T, F, C, Y, E, D. Let me just interpret that for you for a second. Just 1 second, everyone. Okay, we're back again. All right, we have, let's get some channeled messages with these letters. It looks like number 3 is on the move. Looks like number 3 is studying something or wising up to something on the move. They've got the money to move or the money to travel. So that looks like there's something going on here. There's some sort of inspection. There's something going on with their ability to have more freedom in some way or have a big change. I feel like there's a big change for number 3. I've got the name Wendy, Teeny, Tiny, Tracy, Freddie, Frederico, Cindy, Casey, Colorado, Belgium, Berlin, Wyoming, Washington, Washington, D.C., potentially Florida, Connecticut, yeah, big references here to DC, Bethlehem, Brighton, Beirut, Wyoming. Did I say Wyoming before? No. Fonzie, Darren, Fred, Fiona, Extra, something starting with E, like Etalong, Extra, Energy, Ebony, Winona, Carlos, Charlie. Okay, let's do a question for number 3. Yes or no question. Yes or no question for number 3. Let's have a look. Yes or no question for number 3. That's a definite yes. Very, very good, everyone. That's a big yes, that one. That one is a big yes. So I hope you enjoyed that. What's happened to the Australians at 2166? Were you in the Gold Coast before and you went to Byron, or do you end up moving, or is that someone else? I know there was somebody who had questions about a missing dog at some point. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of protests in the US. Oh gosh, there's a lot of just drama everywhere. In Israel, Iran, Russia, Ukraine. The US. Yeah, there's a lot of unrest everywhere. Looks to be. Number 3 resonates. Yes, it does for Nation. You remember about the missing dog, huh? Yes, exactly, Nation. Okay, super chats are open. Hi Lorraine, how are you, my dear? Just saw you there. Hi Savitri Reiki, how are you? Yes, the candle's lovely. Giving us some nice rose quartz energy there. Oh, you moved from Sydney to Byron. There was somebody else in the Gold Coast in Burleigh that was going from Burleigh maybe to Byron, but she hasn't been back on the channel for a while. They went from Sydney to Byron. Excellent. How are you finding it? It's a bit different, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Anyone else from Australia here? Thanks for the likes on arrival, everybody. I truly appreciate it. All right, let's do another general collective. We're going to do Aries to Pisces, all signs. We're going to do a card for each sign. So if you come across this video, this is for you. And can be time flexible. Thanks for the Cash App, Venusian. Thank you for the Cash App. Got it. Got it. We'll do your question after the, or your questions after the, got the double Cash App, after the Aries to Pisces. Let's have a look. Aries to Pisces. What do we need to know, Aries to Pisces? Now Saturn's gone into Aries. I feel it's like there's more fighting. You know, it's no longer like things are sort of being, things are kind of, you know, no longer being delusional or etc., if you know what I mean. It's like, okay, the rubber meets the road. I think this is why there's been a lot of unrest. There's a lot of planetary changes going on. There's a lot of movement going on. So there's a lot of large planets moving into other signs. So I feel like, you know, it's shifting the axis, you know, and some people are just getting a little bit, you know, ahead of themselves, too big for their boots. I think Netanyahu should have gone out a long time ago. I don't know why people are still believing him or even supporting him at all. That's just my vibe on him. I've been watching him for a long time. He's just a bully and he's a troublemaker. Yeah. So let's have a look and see Aries to Pisces. And Aries is in, Neptune's in Aries too. Exactly, Megan. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Venusian. All right. Aries to Pisces. What's in store for Aries? What do we need to know for Aries? Oh, lucky money, Aries. Looking really good, lucky money. Fantastic. Money increasing, feeling like you've got lucky coins coming. You might be feeling on point, in charge. And with Saturn in Aries, it's like full steam ahead. It's the rubber meets the road. It's like it's time for Aries to take action. Not like they don't take action normally, but it's even more action than usual. It's rightful action and it might be more disciplined action. Taurus. Okay, Taurus, you might feel like there's some sort of curse or magic on you, or you're working on spells yourself, or something big coming up around the full moon. The next full moon coming up will be in approximately 1 month. So things sort of that you might have implanted or impregnated yourself into or put out to the universe on this last full moon in Sagittarius could very well come about or manifest itself in the next full moon, which will be in Capricorn, in the month of Cancer. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, what do we got for Gemini? Okay, crown and glory, Gemini. Feeling like you are successful and you have a lot of pride. You've got success. Some of you will be doing social media or being seen or winning awards or prizes or doing some sort of competitions. Could be something to do with fitness, sports, bodybuilding, athletics. It could be hitting your goals with your diet and exercise program. It could be, you know, getting some sort of recognition for some types of work that you've been doing. Some of you might have been doing fashion designing or doing something of that nature. Some of you might be selling a lot of stuff as well, or getting rid of things, or doing yard sales, and it's going to be a big success. It's just what I'm getting through the card. So something connected to dresses, fashion, physique, the look, the beauty, the glamour, and also could be social media, it could be physical products, but something successful is coming about for you. I have been thrifting actually, and I've picked up 3 amazing products for, one was $3, was a brand new purse bag. The other one was something like $8, which was a beautiful coat. And I got another like a vest type of fur type of coat thing, vest. It's a vest. And that was about $8 as well. So yeah, all of them were pretty new or extremely new. So, and I got some boots for about $9 as well. Yeah. So yeah, I've been thrifting. I found my thrift stores that I like and been thrifting. Yeah, sometimes it's better to thrift than not not to. So that could be something to do with this card here for Gemini. I do have Gemini rising, so that kind of triggered that. Yeah, I haven't really liked thrifting before, but now I found my stores that I like, and I think it's about going around to the stores that have the stuff that you like. There's some stores that have absolutely crap and just plasticky and really cheap clothing and just yuck, like really, really yucky. Like I'd never go back in there, not in a million years. Like I just wouldn't bother. And there was one that I found that I thought was good, but there's too many people that go there. And then there's another one I found in a warehouse that is huge and it has everything. It's got furniture, it's got everything. I found another one with beautiful formal dresses and bridal dresses. I've always wanted to do like a girls' trip to Venice and do like a photo shoot in bridal or formal wear on a gondola. I know that's a bit of a wild fantasy, but I might put together a trip at some point for anyone who wants to come. Yeah, but I think it'd be a great photo shoot. I think it'd be a great fun type of thing to do and an opportunity. And they had wedding dresses in there and formal dresses, brand new, dry cleaned, if they were just worn once, for like $30. And they were really beautiful. Like all of them were beautiful. And I just thought, oh my God, that's amazing. So I know where to go when I need to find certain things. And that same one had like a ton of bicycles and had like, just the most random stuff. Like you get ball gowns and bicycles in one place, Okay, moving on to Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Here we go, Cancer, Groom, very nice. Husband, marriage, groom. Some of you might be having a proposal, a person coming towards you. You could be the Cancer proposing, or this man is coming into your life or back into your life to reinstigate a marriage proposal, or is available for marriage or wants to get married to you. And this could go out for 6 weeks. I'm feeling 6 weeks, a month, 6 weeks. I'm not feeling it's going to be longer than that, so I feel like it's sooner than later. Cancer. Okay, let's have a look at Leo. Leo, some of you might be doing dental work, you might be doing Invisalign. There's a big change coming about to you. You might be doing veneers, you could be checking your teeth or going to the dentist. Some of you, if you're not doing anything dental, could be something connected to gold chains, gold coins, gold necklaces, something to do with gold. You could be even designing your own gold jewelry. Otherwise, you'll be having a big change. So this is a time of change, renewal, rejuvenation for Leo. Okay, now we've got Virgo. Oh, Virgo, you've got the wife, engagement, bride. So you could actually have a bride coming in. You could be the bride. You might be getting engaged. You could be going to a wedding or an engagement party. You might be feeling like you're ready to have a relationship that is going to lead to engagement, and you want to have the best possible thing. There is a bridal dress, and we're just talking about bridal dresses. So that could be a good indicator that this is coming about. Also, those flowers are jumping out at me, and they're kind of like gold sort of hues to them. So you're holding something that's very golden. You're holding some sort of golden luck or golden dreams. Some of your golden dreams are going to be coming true for Virgo. And some of you might be doing something with floristry, flowers, etc. Or with wedding planning or decorations. Or even dressmaking. Okay, Virgo, now Libra. All right, Libra, we've got change cycles. You feel like one cycle's ending, another one's starting. I'm also getting the palm trees in the background there. I feel like some of you are going to be going to a tropical island, Fiji, Bali, the Caribbean, somewhere that has palm trees. Could be Asia. I feel like the cycles of the moon are giving you some sort of blessing. So something cycling out and cycling in. Some of you might have lost somebody recently, whether it's physical or by separation. So I feel like it could be a time for healing, a time for recouping and recovering and rebooting yourself. Okay, Scorpio, sun, moon or rising. What do we got for Scorpio? Okay, loyalty, determination, dog. So some of you might be tired of being so loyal to a certain company that you're working for, or a certain type of industry that you're working in, or a person that you're with that may not be giving you back that same loyalty. Some of you will be attracting a loyal partner or a loyal person. They could be a bit immature, is what I'm seeing with this rose. They could be a bit immature. A lot of you will be potentially attracting somebody born under the year of the dog. There is a year of the dog in the Chinese, isn't there? Some of you will be attracting a loyal person, or you'll feel like you've got a new sense of determination to go for something, that you've put your mind to, to go for something that you have been striving for. And it could be of a romantic sense. There's a rose there in the mouth that's jumping out at me. So it could be in the romantic sense. There could be new love here, new love emerging in your life. It could be innocence. It could be childlike love. It could be innocence. It could be also a new pet. All right. Sagittarius. Let's have a look for Sagittarius. Interesting. Triangle, choices and indecision. So feeling like you might be at a crossroads, indecision. You might be feeling like things are, you're kind of going around, not around in a circle, but you keep switching your mind backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You could be feeling like you're going in a situation, in a circle. You might be feeling stuck as well, stuck between a rock and a hard place, or feeling like, okay, well, what's the next step? It hasn't quite been revealed yet. I do feel like there's light there though. There's light kind of popping inside this triangle. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And I also feel like some of you are going through the eye of the needle and through some sort of sacrifice is what I'm seeing, or feeling sacrifice, or indoctrination, testing ground, going through some sort of fire, walking through the fire, walking through the coals, walking through the hot coals, getting to the other side. So you could be going through the gauntlet of some particular situation, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn, sun, moon or rising. We've got strength with the lion. So the lion is showing us the way, and the lion is definitely set on one direction. It's looking in one direction. It's showing us the way. It's showing us that we're going in one direction. Some of you might be having a connection with Africa, or somebody of African origin. There is a lion success here. There's a milestone, a lot of strength. So there could be a strength of physical strength. I'm getting core strength. So some of you might be working on like Pilates or core exercises or strength exercises. Some of you might be doing an endurance hike or marathon, or climbing a mountain or something like that. Some of you might have feel like you've accomplished something big. There's a sense of success, and those of you who have a business will be very successful in what's coming up in the next phase, 1 to 2 quarters out. 1 to 2 financial quarters out. I'm seeing there's a lot of success. You're keeping your eye on the prize. You're keeping very focused. You're keeping very much your eye on the prize and on the horizon. Okay, Aquarius, sun, moon or rising. Okay, we've got the eye of protection. You might be feeling like somebody's given you the evil eye or put an eye on you in some way. You might be removing eyes from your life. You might be wearing an eye. There could be something sort of like creeping around you that you can't quite see. You can't quite see this person's face. So there could also be somebody's playing with magic. Could be that you have put an eye of protection on yourself. You could be seeing eyes popping up around you, or people being a little bit too overly curious about you and what you're doing and where you're going and how you're doing it, and that you need to protect yourself. So there could be a cleanse here, a sense of protection. You might be incorporating some sort of magical protection here for yourself, Aquarius. And let's have a look at Pisces. Pisces. Okay, Pisces, we've got new love, heart, love, and new love. So love is blossoming. You've got a new love coming in. It could be in the sense of a child, a pet, or a new person, something that is expanding your heart. Your heart feels like it's floating on air. You have everything here that you have dreamed of in this particular thing that you've been attaching yourself to, or feeling like the love is blossoming and growing. It could be a new career even, a new project as well. But it's something that you can really sink your teeth into is what I'm feeling here. Pisces, I'm also seeing like these hearts flying are like butterflies. They're taking you to a new level, and they're taking you to a new sphere of commitment, a new sphere of eternal bliss, and also a new sphere of unconditional love. So that's really nice for you, Pisces. I really like that for you. Okay, thank you so much for your super chats, everybody. I truly appreciate it. Lorene's got a 12-month reading, and Venusian did a super chat, 2 super chat questions. So let's have a look at Venusian first. Okay. First question is, I was doing a divination read using my pendulum and cards, and Spirit tried to flip the pendulum board and it then slid. Can you pinpoint who the guide or spirit was? Okay. Okay. Who was the spirit guide? Okay. There's actually one charm left out here. There's a Y. I feel like you've got strong Yemaja energy around you. I feel like it could be more of a deity than a spirit guide, but I feel like you've got Yemaya or Yemaja energy, which is very, very nice energy actually. And that kind of ties in with you. Let me just see. She's the mother whose children are the fish. Yeah, she's actually connected to me. I would have thought that you'd probably have the other one, the one that's got the yellow. But this one's connected to the ocean, to the fish, to motherhood and fertility. So it could be a question that you have around your daughter, and a question you have like somebody's protecting you and your daughter from harm. I feel like it's a high energy. I feel like it's a Mother Mary sort of energy as well. Yemaja is kind of like a Mother Mary too. So I feel like it's a protection of mothers and children. So I feel like that is who the spirit was, or the energy was. Let's see if we get any news. It's about making rash decisions, yes or no. looking further afield. You are about to make a decision, and you do have choices, options, and abundance coming in around it. So she could be giving you the protection to say, yes, you are going to make a rash decision and it's going to happen pretty soon. Yeah, it could be about the move. Okay, you pulled the House card with the Coffee Cup Oracle. San Antonio's been pulling me back. The city has housing availability, but I was also looking at St. Louis. St. Louis? Is that Missouri? I received a text for a job. Which one? Do they have housing there as well? Where's St. Louis? Oh, Missouri. Let me have a look at St. Louis on the map. And that's an in-person job. I feel like you're definitely going to investigate St. Louis. It looks like a pretty good city. Oh, it's near Illinois and Missouri. Okay. It's a pretty big city. I think there's pockets of it that are good and bad. It's not a huge population. It's only 30,000. Oh, sorry, 300,000 at the very most. I would definitely check out what options they have for the children's programs, etc. Their housing is more expensive, less availability. Yeah, with San Antonio, it's such a big city that there could be more opportunities there. And you did like, you did like San Antonio. I would say go for the job and see what it's about. It's kind of an odd choice for you, in a sense. St. Louis. Let's just have a look at St. Louis. But, some odd choices can be interesting. The Star, the Eight of Swords, and the Fool. You may not go for the job. It might not be what you want. I feel it's better to go for the housing first, the school first, and the job later, like as a thing, and you get a job in a city that has a lot of opportunities. Let's have a look at San Antonio. San Antonio. San Antonio. Okay. You're going to get communication back about the housing, so that's going to flow. Yeah, that's a 3 of Rods. You're looking out for opportunities there, and there could be a man there for you. He's either going to help you, hire you, or be a partner. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sag. Could be a man of substance and means, a man of power in some capacity. Yeah, so I don't know. This time around, I'm feeling it's more San Antonio. Yeah, and I think if they have the programs that you want and the locations that you want to check where these housings are. But if they've got the programs and in the right locations, because there's going to be sketchy neighborhoods everywhere in the US. Sketchy neighborhoods in almost every city. I would say go for one of the the housing 8 while you're in the summer holidays, so you can get moving. And if they've got the programs for your daughter, I would say go for that. It could be the stepping stone as well to something else. I always felt like Albuquerque, not Albuquerque, but Albuquerque, Santa Fe, New Mexico could be a good state. Might have good programs there. Yeah, but it might not be, it's not as big as San Antonio. But still, it could be different. It could be interesting. I don't know if you've been to Albuquerque, if it's interesting or not. Doesn't have, I don't know if it has a big population though. Albuquerque. You want to get a pretty decent size. Yeah, it's got more than 500,000. I always think a city with 1 million is a nice sized city. It's a bit dry there though. And San Antonio's got more than millions, I think. More than millions. Yeah, and Santa Fe's only got 89,000. But it could be a spiritual thing. San Antonio. San Antonio. Okay. 1.5 million. So that's a good size. Yeah, it's not too big. I thought it was actually a lot bigger. I thought it was like Dallas, but it's not. So it's actually quite a good size, yeah. I kind of like that size. Oshun Yemaya. She's been resonating, coming through Mary Magdalene. Oh, nice. About 3 million. Maybe the outer edge is 3 million, like the outer cities are 3 million altogether. Yeah. But it looks big though, sprawling. You also got August to move, otherwise. Yeah, you got to go in August. Hi Cian, how are you? Do you want to shout out where you're from? Hi Elle, how are you? Thank you for that. Come down to you. Lorraine. Let's have a look at Lorraine. Okay. Did you put your question in? Did you put your question in there? Who gave me? L, do you put your question? Oh, the spirit message, okay. Lorraine, got you. Can I please have a 12-month reading about love and money? And I think you also did a super chat too. An offline donation. Let me have a look. Okay, 12-month reading about love and money. Did you have another question, Lorraine? Okay. $12 months for Lorraine. Let's have a look. Should we start in June? Lorraine, let's have a look. Looking like relationships in the air, Lorraine. So that's looking really good. Looking like relationships in the air. House move, relationship, finding the right home in June. July is looking good with feeling like you're on top of things. So that could be the graduation, that could be getting noticed for your talents, that could be shining or getting more opportunities. And your wishes coming true in August. So it feels to me like you've got everything coming true in August. So your job situations lining up, relationships lining up, housing is lining up, everything's kind of lining up in your favor. September looks like you might need to have a break, a rest, a regroup, a recycle, a recuperate. Could be a season where you just kind of have a breath, take a breath. Could be a season also where you might do a little, if you are still going to do surgery, you might do surgery then. You may or may not. And then in October, you've got King of Pentacles. Yes, you graduated last week. Congratulations, Lorraine. Well, somebody's going to see you for your talents here in July. So you could be picked up by somebody saying, oh, she's graduated, seeing her for her talents. You've got a man here in October looking like the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn potentially, but he looks like a man of means, of money, established. He might have a European background or darker hair than lighter hair. And in November, we've got the Three of Rods looking further afield. I feel like you might think of traveling around November maybe. You might be thinking of a trip or planning a trip or working on something or working on putting your CV out there or putting your kind of casting your I was going to say not put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, you're casting your kind of feathers on the wind and seeing what's going to come back. December, you could be a little bit stressed about a decision. You might be thinking, okay, I've got all of these opportunities coming in now. What direction do I go in? You're going to contemplate and tune into that direction. You're going to see where you're meant to be going in January and what that looks like to you. February, you're definitely going to have a big change. So it could be a build up to a change is December, January, and then the build up is February. So it could be changes in the air, the writing's on the wall. It's been coming for a while. It's something that you've been wanting and looking for. And then we have a man here, the King of Rods. Could be the same man as the other man if he's got some fire in his chart, Aries, Leo, Sag. But he looks like he's quite persistent. So if you do have a king around you or two kings around you, he is looking quite persistent or they are looking quite persistent in kind of making a foundation with you. These men don't seem to be in a rush. They seem to be taking their time. They're quite grounded. They're quite secure. They're quite stable in their approach. They're not making a fuss. They're not doing drama. They're not playing games. That's what you want. You want a man who knows what he wants, knows when he sees it and goes for it. And then in April, you have the Queen of Swords. So that looks like you're kind of having a very clear idea about exactly where you want to be going moving forward. So your mind's made up. You could be signing documents, signing your name to a new contract, a lease, a property, a marriage proposal, or something of that nature. So I don't know. I'm kind of getting that this shawl here could be even like, you know, a spring wedding, like this little wrap. Could be a spring wedding, could be a bit cold where you are, could be a spring wedding. Could be something that you are aiming for that could be coming about quite quickly. And then we have the Lovers here, so nice partnership emerging, and the Four of Rods again in June, which is this June, but it could also be next June. So it's like the partnership moves into the house. So that's looking really good. Yep, that's looking really good. I like that one. You want to do your surgery this year. Yeah, it could come up just after summer, like in October, September. Thank you, Lorraine. I don't know if you had another question. Okay, we'll do the other back end super chat so we don't miss it for L. Any messages for L? Any messages for L? Any messages for L? I'm just getting like things are nice and smooth. It's like you don't want to upset the apple cart, like things are smooth sailing. I feel like things are kind of smiling and easy and smooth sailing. You feel like you're in a good place, the right time, the right place, the right environment. You feel like you've got things on track. You feel like you've got, you know, think your balls are in the air, but it's not like you're juggling anything. It's like everything is just cruisy. I'm just getting a very cruisy vibe with you. It's good for you to be near the sea, to enjoy the sea energy. You might be starting a new project, business, course, opportunity coming in, a new job, and keeping on top of a situation that you're in. All right, Elle? So that one's for you. And I did get another super chat with a back-end super chat. Oh, you wanted to start your vegan cooking journey and ask about your new roommates. Okay. What are their names? I'll give you a second. I've just got to open the window and get the air moving a little bit. I'm just going to put it on mute and come back. What are their names? Their first names or sexes, sex, male or female? Okay, I'm back, everyone. Sometimes when the windows are open, the crows can hear me, and I think they talk back to me, so we might hear the crows again. They weren't around earlier. I did see them earlier on, but We didn't hear them earlier, but they might pop back in again. They do make quite a noise, so let's just see how we go. They're usually okay though. They're very affectionate is what I'm feeling with the crows. Okay. Mrs. Camille, Louisa and Ali. Okay, 3 women. Okay. How will your new roommates go? I feel like it's a bit of a new leaf, a breath of fresh air. Are these new students that have come in and the other ones have gone? Are they good? Yeah, I don't think you leave things lying around anyway, so I don't think you really need to. You moved out of the dorm, so you've got new roommates in your apartment. Yeah, I don't think you leave things lying around, but I wouldn't leave too many things lying around. Okay, let's have a look at Mrs. Camille. I'm feeling like most of them, I feel like most of them are good. They're going to help you financially. Louisa. I don't know if she's going to try to bring a boyfriend over or something. Louisa. She might get into a relationship with someone. But she seems okay. And Ali. They're sort of like happy family home people. Yeah, that's the attempt of making something happen. So I would just make sure you don't leave anything that can be lifted around that you don't want to see gone, you know. I did see you at some point doing an Airbnb. So I don't know if that's something that you're going to contemplate doing that's going to get you better money, or you've got good money as it is, or you're not allowed to do Airbnb, or you can't be bothered doing the turnarounds and everything. Yeah. Anything else we need to know for Lorraine, for her situation? And for the course. You've got a lot on your plate. So I feel like you are going to probably proceed with this this vegan course. Yeah. And I feel like it'll go really well. I feel like it'll go really well. If you can manage it, if you don't have enough going on already, if you can put it in your schedule, I do feel like it'll go really well. But I also feel at the same time that you feel like you want to have a vacation. You're sort of sick of studying, or you want to have a break, or you need to have some time out, or you want to go somewhere that's relaxing, or summery, somewhere near the sea, somewhere fun. Do I think you should do it in your room? Is that the vegan cooking, or is it the course? Oh, you don't have the money. Okay. What do you think you should do in your room? Is it the Airbnb, or is it something else? I see you going to some markets as well and seeing what sort of vegan stuff they have there. Or do you think you should do the Airbnb in your room? in your personal room. You could do if you go somewhere. I was thinking about the whole apartment if it's in your name, if you've got the lease in your name. I was thinking about the whole thing, but you'd have to work out if it's worthwhile, because I know that the rents in New York are quite high anyway, so you might have renters that are paying a decent amount stably. You know, there's a lot of visitors that come to New York in the summertime. You could do it in your room. You could. You could do it. I think you're going to do a spreadsheet, a pro and con. And if you do go on a big trip somewhere, you might Airbnb your room out, or you might Airbnb it out with you there. I don't know. Some people do share rooms. That can work as well. Yeah, especially for like students coming in for the summer and stuff like that. Oh, you wouldn't mind rent your room and go on vacation. Yeah, that could work. You could do like a monthly rental or something for some, you know, to cover the time, so you don't have to worry about people coming and going. Yeah, a monthly Airbnb. Yeah, you could do that. I felt like at some point you'd do Airbnb, whether it's in a place that you're living or somewhere else that you rent under your name, and do it separately. But I feel like it's a good business for you in some capacity. And you're going to investigate and do some research about the vegan stuff. I also feel like you could even teach yourself a lot of the vegan stuff and just experiment. It's going to cost money just buying the ingredients though. But you might come up with something for the markets, or some sort of catering sort of ideas or something, but you have to work out if it's going to be lucrative enough or not. You know, I think it's got to be one thing that takes off quickly or not at all. Yeah, or you might just do a vegan channel and just cook like vegan stuff on a channel, and that could actually get you traction in whatever way that you need it to happen. Okay. Hi, Miss K, how are you? What do you see coming in for love for the rest of the year? Good question. Thanks, everybody. I'm coming down to everyone. Coming down to you, 2166. Did you say 2166 that you were going to, that you'd move to Byron, but now you're thinking about moving again? Okay, Miss K. When do you see love coming in for me for the rest of the year? What do you see for love for the rest of the year? Love for Miss K. Let's have a look. I feel like it's going to be exciting. I'm getting like rainbows and stars and kind of fun, like fun, magical sort of like energy around it. Saying not to be pregnant if you don't want to be, or be careful not to get pregnant if you don't want to be pregnant. You could meet somebody who has money, or there's a lump sum of money coming into your life. It could have nothing to do with love interests. You might be confused about a person moving forward, and you're going to reflect on it. There is a man here who looks to me like he's very well established, King of Pentacles, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and you are checking him out thoroughly. So you're doing a background check, you're doing a number of different checks, but in the meantime, I kind of feel like it's a fun in the sun sort of moment, and you're going to enjoy yourself despite whoever it is that you're dating. You might be just dating and having fun, like meeting different people, going out, having a nice time, And then I feel like this man will make an impression on you at some point. Maybe towards the, you know, the 5-month mark. Okay. 2166. Let's have a look at you. Love to know about my home. Will I be moving? And if so, to where and when? So you're in Byron, but you don't know where you're going. From Byron, you're looking at Byron, staying there, or you're looking somewhere else. I'm getting the word Tropicana Avenue or Tropicana building or street. So there could be something to do with the Tropicana around it. Hi, Lynn. Yes, Lynn. Let's have a look. I do see like a suburban street. I'm seeing like a nice street. I feel like you might stay up where you are. I feel like you're in a more tropical environment. You've got Tropicana Avenue. I feel like you're going to stay tropical. Do you need to move back to Melbourne? Somebody might try to emotionally sort of blackmail you, whether they're male or female, whoever's in charge of the family, whoever's the kind of boss of the family. They could try to make you feel guilty or something like that. Oh, there's a lot of people here. You're worried about people. There could be a celebration that you're going to attend in Melbourne, like a wedding, an event, a party. You might miss some parties, you might miss some births, some weddings, some baptisms, that type of thing that you feel like you're missing out on. I would say just give it a time frame in Byron to see what you want to do. You might go up and down, like you might visit and come back, but I do feel like there's going to be, yes, Lynn, I know your name's Lynn. Yeah, I do feel like there's going to be some people in Melbourne that are going to try to pull you back down there or visit you or come and visit. One of them may try to make you feel guilty about leaving or something like that, but I don't think it's for real. Like, I don't think there's a real thing underneath it that is about you. It's more about them and their feeling of control around the family and the situation. I do feel like you're going to make friends, meet people that you like, or if you're single, enter a relationship in Byron that you're going to like. Okay, so that's what I feel. And why would you need to move back to Melbourne? You know, unless you miss the family too much that you feel like you need to go back, that could be a reason. Or you're missing out on too many things, or you can't seem to grasp the community there. But you've got a lot of people in your life, like you've got people in your life, whether they're in Melbourne or Byron. So I would just give it a time frame. I feel like you'll be there for at least 2 years just to check out the evolution of it. Hi, Mystique. Thank you for your 5 and your 20. June to June, and anything good in love, finances, moving. Seven siblings. Oh, okay. Yeah, they might try to make you feel guilty, like, oh, you're not participating, or, you know, you're not here for us when we need you, or you're missing out on this or that. They could try to guilt trip you in some capacity. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. These things can happen with distance. I think you'll move back if you feel like you are the one that's missing out on everything and you want to be there. But if you want to be in Byron, I would say just give it a time frame and see how you settle in. Sounds like your parents right now. Yes, Mystique. Anything good in love, finances, moving. Love, finances, moving. Moving is definitely there for you, Mystique. Feeling like you're going to make a big decision. It's going to be a leap of faith in a good way into the unknown. It's going to be a leap of faith into the unknown in a good way. And I feel like it'll close a chapter of your life in improving finances as well. Oh, you've been here for 4 years and yay, for the relationship. Okay. You might give it another 2 and see how you go. You might up your visits to Melbourne. You know, depends on finances, depends on if you feel like you want to go. You know, do you really want to go to Melbourne? That's the whole thing. Maybe a balance between this and that. Maybe a couple of times a year is enough. You can feel you're worn out, you're welcome, you're ready to go, Mystique. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Mystique, we're doing June to June. Hi, Cian. All right. And congratulations to Lorraine for graduating last week, everybody. Excellent job. Did it in June. Fantastic job. Your parents just got back from another, so they're spending money and trying to take money off you. I mean, really? Really, Mystique? Really? I mean, you really have to laugh at the situation. I think it's, you know, it's ridiculous. They've gone out of town 3 times in the last month and a half. Don't take them seriously. Yeah, they've got you over a barrel. Just get yourself that studio and move. You'll be fine. Don't give them a dime. Just save all your money. That is the most ridiculous thing, says Venusian. Most ridiculous thing. Yeah. Your mother just thinks she can get away with it. I think she just thinks that rules don't apply to her, that she can do whatever she wants. They were stressing you out about cutting the utilities off. Well, they'd be cutting the utilities off on themselves, weren't they? Don't buy into the drama. Don't buy into the drama. What city are you in, Mystique? I've forgotten because Venusian just asked about St. Louis. One jumping card came out. You're going to get benefits of some description. Beneficial. Are you in Grand Rapids? Okay. Don't fall for it, says Venusian. She said she had to make a payment arrangement on cell phone bill. So is your cell phone connected to her bill? Maybe just get your own cell phone. Get a prepaid, like a cheap one. A prepaid new number like you said you were going to do. STL St. Louis, or is it St. Louis? St. Louis is hiring, and they contacted you today. It's worth looking into just to see what it's about, how much they're paying. Yeah. Thank you, Amira. If I find someone up here, you'd feel more settled. Yeah, thanks. 2166. No, just keep it very on the down low, Mystique. Do your stuff behind the scenes and then just see how you go. Congratulations on the graduation for Lorraine. What is she trying to get you to pay for phone bill then, if yours is separate? Look, and your kids are grown, so why are you paying for their phone bill? They can pay for their own phone bill, unless it's on some sort of package where it's easy, you know. Okay, all right, let's have a look and see for the Mystique. Look, if your boys are grown and your daughter's grown and she's working, they can all pay for their own phone bill. You don't get child support for them anymore, do you? If you don't get child support, then you don't have to be paying for their phone bill. There was a time where we didn't have phones, if you remember. Okay. Look, your son had the money to move to Florida, and he's also got a father that's got money. No, I wouldn't be paying. No. There's an app called Text Me, which I think is something like you can buy a number and make calls on it, and I think it's $5 a month or something. It's not even a proper phone, you know. It's not even a proper phone, but I suppose you need to have a SIM card to begin with. No, you don't need to be paying for anyone's phone bills. No. See what you're doing, Mystic. You've got to try to get the boundaries back into order. If he has an emergency, you'll hear about it. I mean, what's an emergency? Well, he should be going to see a therapist to get antidepressants or something, or medication, if he's having panic attacks. It's really not your problem. He's a grown man. No. If he lost his job, get his father to help him out. No, you don't need to be picking up the bill when you can't even afford to move out of your mother's house. It's not on. It's not on. These people move around the country. They do what they feel like doing. He can get another job. When I was in Florida, I met this lady who lost her job. Can't remember what she was doing. She was doing something quite highly paid, and she then became an Uber driver for a while. He's probably getting some sort of like unemployment insurance. He just got another job. Okay, well, what are you worried about? He can pay for his own phone. He's probably getting, you know, phone covered from jobs, you know, a job that they might even give him like a phone or something. You should be looking after yourself, Mystique. That's it. Not any of these grown children. No. Let's have a look at your next. We'll do a 12-month. June to June. No, it's about getting the boundary back in. June to June. I mean, look at yourself. You're the one that's in the worst position than all of them. Your son's got a job, a house, you know. If his father wants to help him out with the phone, he can do that. If you're not getting child support anymore, so no. Okay. Collaborations coming in June, so I feel like you're going to get what you want. So you're either going to get a new job, sign a document, or I don't want to say meet somebody because you're not looking for a man, but I do feel like you're going to have a collaboration. You're going to come together with somebody. You might even have a new doctor because you've got the medical symbol here on that card. So there could be a doctor that's helping you out. And in every state, there are clinics for people who cannot afford insurance. I used to go to one in Miami, clinic for the people. So you often don't even need insurance. So go and check that out. Yeah. Okay. Then you've got the King of Rods in July. I feel like you're going to be more settled. Excuse me. More settled in July. I feel like you're going to be more stable, settled, and sorted out in some capacity. You're going to be thinking like a man, act like a lady, think like a man, is Steve Harvey. That's how I think you're going to do it. In August, there will be people trying to take advantage of you again, or pull the strings, or be codependent, probably family members in August. September, you've got more money. Money's coming in. It's looking good. October, you might feel like you need a break, or you might be having the surgery in October. I would be getting that whole deal through with your workers' compensation and the surgery. Yeah. You might get paid leave for the whole thing. Yeah, you can change the narrative of everything. Like, if you can see something coming that you don't like, you can change the narrative. But I do see you having the surgery, so I think it's coming, and it's coming soon, and it's coming anytime, I think, from July onwards. You will be made an offer in November, and I feel like it's going to be a good offer. It could be a new job, a new situation. You should be looking at every program that you can get on to get what you need to get done. So whether it's free medical, subsidized housing, subsidized medical, medical insurance, you know, if you're low income, you can get medical insurance through an agency. I don't know why you haven't got that. You know what I mean? Like, why haven't you called the agencies to get yourself a good insurance? You know, if you're low income, you can get good insurance. You know, I had a number of surgeries done under the insurance I had in Washington, D.C. Yeah, well, why are you working so much if you're not getting stuff done? Marketplace insurance. Yeah, why are you working so much if you're not getting stuff done? I mean, there was a broker. It's just about getting a good broker, and they'll get the best one for you in your state. Unexpected things popping up around December, January, feeling good about things, feeling better health-wise in January, February. March, opening the road, things looking good moving forward. You know, somebody give Mystique some sort of indication for insurance, because I can give you the email address for the lady that I used that's found me the best insurance in Seattle, and it was really good insurance. I had like 4 different surgeries done. Yes. And also the workers' comp. You've got to get onto that. I don't know. You say that you're a workaholic, but you're not working for yourself. You're not working for the things that you need to have done, which is housing, health, and everything. You find out things, but you don't follow through on things. That's the problem. You find out stuff, but you don't do anything about it. You just sit on TikTok doing reels. Is that making you a lot of money? Are you getting a lot of money from TikTok? Well, you shouldn't have to pay for all this stuff, you know. if you know that you have to get a surgery, you just need to go directly to the heart of it. All right. Staying on top of a situation, things getting better around spring next year, and working a way through the battlefield of everything, of life, you could say, by June next year. Yeah, I had a really good broker. She was in a different state. I think she was in Texas. I think I gave it to somebody. Did I give it to Michi? I'll have a look and see if I can find it. And just email her and see if she can do. She'll get you the best. But you have to tell her, like, you're not working, or you've got minimal wage, or you know, you can't tell her you're earning all of this money if you're not earning all this money. You know what I mean? Because you're not earning all that money now because you're on school leave. Look, you've got to sort yourself out, Mystique. You know, the last thing you should be doing is dating. You've got to sort yourself out. There's no other way around it. I'll try to put the email for the broker. Well, maybe you lost it because you were no longer getting child support. You know, you didn't have any children. Or you were earning too much money. You always say that you earn too much money for some of the programs. So you've got to go in and say you're not earning any money now because you're out of work, or you're doing just summer programs. Yep. Okay. If I get that email, I'll send it. I'll post it here. Let me just see if I can find it. But she did really do an excellent job at getting a really good one. Yeah. It's like you need somebody full-time just to manage your life, Mystique. You know what I mean? Like, you need to manage your life. You need to learn how to manage your life, and stop other people managing your life for you. You know, like your mother, your children, the government, the jobs, and all of that. You need to manage your own life. Hi, Marie. How are you, my dear? Maria. How's good old Maria? How are you, my love? How did it go how did it go down south in Florida? Okay, I'm just looking for that. I'm just looking for that email. And you don't need to pay the brokers anything. They get their commission from the insurance company. And it was definitely less than what you said you were paying before. Okay. When I find it, I'll send it to you on TikTok or something. If I can't find it. Did you have it, Michi? Did I give it to you? Was it you that I gave it to? Okay. Okay, Maria. How is going to be the relationship with Melissa at work? She's a new manager. Okay. How did it go in Florida? Was it a success? Oh, you don't think it made much of a difference and you spent good money? But you're not by yourself, Mystique. You're always, you know, involved with the family. So if they're not helping you, you have to just look after yourself. That's what adults do. Yeah, you have to manage your own life. Yeah. You put him on a lease and you took him off the lease. That's strange that it was put on a lease, says Megs. Okay. And he turned 19, so that's probably why he got put off, you know. You have to think smarter, not harder. You have to start working smarter, not harder. You know, you can't be a workaholic because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to make you die really young. And I don't like to, you know, be an alarmist, but people get ill. They get, you know, in worse condition than they already are. They get bigger and you know, they get cholesterol and they get heart attacks and, you know, diabetes and all sorts of things. So, you know, if you keep on going the way that you're going, that's how you're going to end up. You know, your family don't help you at all. So if you're living with your family, they're not helping you, you know, emotionally, mentally, or anything else, and you're paying rent, then it's not worth being there. You know, they're just trying to take. Yeah. So, and they're not helping you with health. They're not helping you with anything. So no, it's a big NO. Yeah. So you have to look at the downhill slide. Are you going up or are you going down? Because the further you go down, the more likely it is you're going to have a heart attack or something. Okay, how is it going to be in my relationship with Melissa? Let's have a look, Maria. Sorry for an interruption. Hi, TP. How are you in Canada? How are you? Hi, TP. Good to see you. Maria. I'm getting that song from, that nice song. Maria. Okay, let's have a look. What do we got, Maria? We've got Melissa. I think she respects you. I'm just getting respect. I'm getting respect. I'm getting respect. I'm getting, she likes the fact that you're well traveled. She feels like, you know, you might feel confused about her, mentally, emotionally, whatever it might be. You haven't quite figured her out yet. She could be not as transparent as you are, being an Aries. You know, you're pretty direct. So she might be a little bit, you know, in the shadows, if you like to say, crawling down the corridors like a rat on the corridor side. But I feel like she'll be okay. I think you've got more male interest here than female. And I don't think you really need to worry about her unless she's got a very male energy. She's on your side. I don't really think you have to worry about her too much. She knows you do your job. She knows you do it well. She sees you as being dynamic. She sees you as being, you're very well liked by the men that are there. So the owner, the male doctors you work for, etc. So I think that's all really that matters. All she's there is to run the practice. She's not hovering on your neck all the time. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Okay. That's okay, Mystique. It's a little bit, can go up and down. With the live. Okay, let's have a look after Maria. What do we got? We've got Mystique with the 10. How are you, Mystique? Here we go. I'm feeling so uncomfortable staying with my parents. Anything promising to deal. They've been acting low-key shady. Well, they are low-key shady. We already know that. It's like the Eminem song. They are low-key shady. Yeah. They're low-key shady, all right. All you have to do is to get your paper, your lease signed, a new lease signed, and move out ASAP by the end of the month. You've got a deadline. You've got a deadline. They're going to put more pressure on you. They're going to extort more, try to extort more money out of you. Just tell them you don't have it. Extortion. And try to pull back the money in that is going out that doesn't need to be going out, like on phone bills for kids. You're going to do well in your work. You're a bit kind of stressed about it, or you're not sure about it. You've got other things that are more important. You've got your health. You've got your workers' compensation claim to go through the union now. You should have already done that. It should be a done deal. That's the most important thing. You've got to go back to basics. You've got to look at things like a pyramid. Are you sleeping enough? Are you exercising enough? Are you getting enough fresh air? You know, are you eating well? You know, healthy? And are you seeing your doctors and getting everything checked off the list? And you just have to do it. And if you can't afford to go to see the doctor for 80, you've got to get a referral for, you know, for workers' compensation, and you've got to get a surgeon. You've got to go and see a surgeon ASAP. You know, there's no two ways about it. Yep. You do one thing at a time. The most important thing is at the top of the list. And that's the workers' comp and the medical. Yep. And if you can't afford that, go down to there's got to be a clinic there that's for low-income people. And you've got to go in there and just tell them, you know, that you need surgery. And get all of that done. Thanks, Maria. I'll come down to you. All right. For some reason, I'm not getting the... What was your other question? Mystique. I'll do Miss K. What will my partner be like? If I've missed anybody else in between, please put your question below, because I'm unable to scroll back up for some reason. What will my new partner be like, Miss K? I'm getting an R initial, like a Roger. It could be a second name, last name. Could be somebody who doesn't sleep a lot. Could be somebody who's a bit highly strung, has nervous energy. Could be a Leo, a strong person. They're in good health. Could be a Leo energy, or you could meet them in the sign of, you know, under the sign of Leo in August, or in 8 weeks, or 8 days. What else do we need to know for Miss K? You're going to be a bit indecisive about them. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Miss K, any further information? Meeting somebody through friends, and they could come across as a friend, but they're looking for a relationship. Spiritual growth. So they could be spiritual, they could be religious, they might go to church, you might meet them at a religious or a spiritual activity or travel, but through friends. Okay. Hi, Libra Venus. Any guidance from Spirit on that? Okay, thank you. And I'll come to you, Lorraine. I've been some fights with my family, so any guidance or advice from Spirit on that? Okay, sorry to hear that, Libra Venus. Thank you, Venusian. Thank you for your moderation. You're so organised. Okay. Libra Venus. What do we need to know? What have the fights been about? Is it money? Is somebody pregnant? Is it about abundance, money? It's about offsetting the balance of feeling good about yourself, feeling prosperous, etc., about travel, about moving, about two men in your life, a brother, a father, or two different men. They could have the issue, the differences of opinions. Well, if they're like that, don't tell them your opinion. Yeah, if they're like that, keep your opinions to yourself and just keep yourself sitting pretty in a good way. Yeah, it looks like you've got male domination around you, or male energy, whether it's mother, that's male energy. Okay. TP, Maria and Lorraine. Okay. TP's there. TP. What question? TP, hi Amira, still looking for a job. Any timing on when it will be, when and will it be stable? Okay, I'm getting September. Stable job opportunities, September. Yes, if not before. Could be in July, August as well. You've got a new road opening. I feel like the money might be a little bit more than you're getting, or it might be something that you're not sure about taking on. But it's okay. I feel like it'll grow in time. I feel it's coming up in summertime. Yeah, coming up in summertime, and I feel like eventually it will be stable, maybe by September. Hi Sharon Margaret, how are you? Thank you for your good morning, everybody. I feel like it'll be stable by September, or at least like 2 to 3 months after you get in there. Okay, then we've got Maria. You're tired of traveling for surgeries. How do you see next year of me and surgeries I need to stop? And I wonder why you keep wanting to have surgeries all the time, Maria, when you've done everything. You're already looking fantastic. I think it's an escapism from your home life and escapism from what it is that you don't really like that's going on, maybe around you at work, around you at home. You're sort of stressed about something. It's about keeping on top of your mental health as well, and you know, finding out why you keep trying to do these things, why you're not satisfied with how things are. Let's have a look at Maria. Any other news for Maria? It's having more, yeah, you're being bored at home, yeah. Having more peace and serenity in your life, so tapping into what makes you feel peace and serenity. You are restless. You do get bored very, very easily. You've got a lot of fire in your chart. You like to keep moving. You'd really be, you know, you'd be better if you had a partner who liked to travel a lot, but your husband doesn't like to travel. Justice documents and the scale. So it's almost like, okay, well, you know, you want to get things under control and balanced out. You want to get, you are going to get more money. Things are going to balance out with finances. I do see that working in your favor for sure. And having more stability and security. And you hardly ever see your husband either, you know. So it's like you're kind of living alone. So you might start to get new friends, like platonic friends, or join groups or activities that you enjoy, or do some sort of self-development or psychotherapy type of groups or work that is going to help you move forward. You might join a group of women who are addicted to surgeries, you know, and you're going to hear about all their stories, and that might be very healing for you, is going to some sort of a program like that, like a 12-step program or some other sort of program. Yeah, that could be good for you to be heard. And yeah, your husband's not making anything, you know, anything easier or more, you know, adding any excitement to your life at all. Okay, TP, Maria and Lorraine. Where's Lorraine? Oh, there's Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Should I talk to Brenda and Clara? Are they good friends? I think you should talk to them all. Yeah. I don't think they're the best friends, but I do feel like they have a connection. I think the less you feel like you've got, you're gonna have big wins around the real estate property stuff. I don't know if you're going to get another apartment and rent it out Airbnb or do something, some sort of investments or something like that, but I really feel like you're going to have a big win here with the housing. And I think the less involved you are with the flatmates or the roommates, the better. You know, you don't want to have too much involvement with people that you're living with, that you know, who are just there for rental, you know, renting rooms. You're better off doing something like, you know, holiday rentals or something, Airbnbs or something, just people who you don't even have to really engage with. I'm not sure that they are the best of friends. There could be some sort of competition between them, is what I'm seeing here. You are going on a trip. I feel like you need some time off. It's like you need to be near the sea. You need to sort of refresh your energy and recoup and rebalance. There will be a celebration coming up. You're going to have a brilliant idea that's going to give you the right key to success here with your apartment living. But I feel like you're onto a good thing. I feel like you're onto a good wicket. You might even rent a house and rent out rooms. It might be easier to do that, rent a house and rent out rooms, to, you know, short stay people. You might do that too. You might get something like that going on. It could be like in the suburbs, outside of the city, slightly outside of the city. I do see, you know, somewhere where you can park a car in the street, that type of thing, like without being booked. You're going to create some freedom, I think, with this new way. And you might actually do some, I don't know, I'm seeing cookies around you, some vegan cookies. You might actually invent a vegan cookie or do a vegan cookie that you end up selling in packets. I'm seeing sort of like cellophane packets with bows around them. You might do vegan cookies for like gifts, and also coming into the holiday season. You've got a big holiday season coming up, and the best sales happen really, you know, from after summer into, you know, the fall and into Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year. So you might end up doing some samples and testing them on your tenants. I'm seeing cookies. So I don't know what you're going to do, but you might have something that pops off with that quite well. Oh, you want to do that, Lorraine? Excellent. Yeah, I do see that. And you might just do one product, and it could be just like that's the one that takes off, and you might give samples to, you know, shops and local markets and stuff. There needs to be more of those types of housing. Yeah. Elle is asking, what do you see about what's going on in the US, Israel and Iran? Well, I feel like the US will settle down. I think they're just getting a bit ramped up over the riots. I mean, I think it's atrocious that there's riots in LA, you know, like what's going on? Why can't they handle their police force, you know? But I think the US will sort of settle down, but I don't think things are going to go that well until they get Netanyahu out. He's got to go, you know. There's no other way. He's got to go. He's been a bully for a long time. And I think the my vibe is that the other, especially Saudi Arabia, is going to step in. There's going to be other Islamic states that are going to step in. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of, I'm just getting the word hot gun. So he's kind of gone off. Israel's gone off with a hot gun. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody drops a bomb right on Israel. It's such a small area of land that that it could easily just be flattened. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, it's like a handkerchief, you know, and the rest of the Middle East don't like what's going on. And they're sitting right in the middle of it. And they're not going to agree to two states. They're not going to agree to it, which would be the fair and just thing. Hi, Elsa, how are you? Hi, Anita, how are you? Whereabouts are you, Elsa? Hola. I just married the night, or good here, just something the night. I'm great, thank you. Okay, Miss K, do you see a new person? Do you see when the new person will reveal himself to me? Okay, let's have a look. Oh, ice cream. Ah. Oh, thanks, Mystique. I did lose you a super chat there somewhere. Miss K, do you see when the new person will reveal themselves to you? Okay, let's have a look. The crow's saying yes. I feel it's September. Did I get September before? I feel it's September. Where's my pendulum? Okay, excuse my brace, everybody. Okay, when will the new person reveal himself to you, Miss K? June, July, August, September, looks like September to me, October. I think it's from the fall. Oh, thanks, Mystique, for repeating that one. Yeah, the super chat question that disappeared earlier. Any guidance messages from angels, ancestors? Okay, good. Okay, Elsa. Hello, Amira. Any advice from angels and ancestors for the next 5 years? I mean, 5 years is kind of shooting it out a little bit, you know. We'll pick a card for each year, going from June to June. And overall energy. Welcome, Miss K, welcome. June to June for Elsa, Miss Elsa Lopez. I'm getting babies in the mix, Elsa. I don't know if you've got a child. Okay, blonde female. Feeling like you're the California girl. You're not going anywhere. I feel California's for you. Karma's opening up, doors being released and unblocking. Year number 2. Year number 3, passion, chemistry, feeling very passionate about what you're doing. Year number 3, feeling very much in sync with alignment of where you are, who you're with and what you're doing. Year number 4, some beautiful gifts and surprises popping up out of the blue, opening surprises. You've got new opportunities. So the angels, ancestors, etc. saying there's new opportunities here through the gifts and through the karma doors opening. Lots of new opportunities. Potential new neighbours, or just be careful what you say to the neighbours or through the grapevine or listening. Keeping your ear out for what's going on in the neighbourhood, what's happening. There could also be some sort of new neighbours coming in, or nice neighbours, or feeling like there's a community with the neighbourhood, or passion in the neighbourhood, or an affair with a neighbour, or a relationship with a neighbour. So enjoy that. Okay. Katy Perry. All right, let's have a look at Mystique. Any super chat question? Okay, guidance messages from spirit guides, ancestors. Okay, feel like you've got Papa Legba around you. I feel like you've got to go right to the top and open the door with him. I feel like he's the one that's holding the key for you. You've got to really reach out to him and go for the power moves for you. I feel the power moves are something that needs to be done with you. You need to find the power within yourself to do the power moves. And as I said, it's a let's do a similar 5 spread. As I said, it's a taking back your power and control. Of anyone who's trying to take your energy and attention, not being distracted with soulmates, twin flames, etc., and any sort of flings. But as I said before, it's like a pyramid. You have to do the foundation. Your foundation is here, and you can only build from the foundation upwards, you know. So the foundation is your mental health, your physical health, your roof where you're living, and that's about it, because you've got clothes, you've got food. So there's just 3 things that really need to have that foundation that is the base of the pyramid for you, and that is the mental health, the legal stuff to do with the union at work, and the medical health. The medical health is very important, because if you don't look after that first, there's no foundation in the pyramid. So you have to go back to basics. Unfortunately, we'd like to go out on dates and enjoy ourselves and have fun in the sun and do all these different things, but the base of the foundation is important. You know, what have I had to do this year? I've had to do my dental implant. I've had to finish that. I've had to do my surgery, my arm surgery. Sometimes there's not much room for anything else, you know. So you just have to do the foundation to get the ball rolling, to be able to build the pyramid. And sometimes you're halfway up the pyramid or at the top of the pyramid and you fall back down to the bottom, and you've got to do that baseline again to get that foundation to be able to go back up the top of the pyramid. So yeah, it's on my website, Anita. It's AmiraCELON.com, and there will be like a really easy link there for you to go to. It'll be on the donation page. Yeah, so sometimes physical health can also affect mental health, and you have to get that sorted out, because if your physical health is also affecting your mental health, you know, that's you know, that can take a toll, you know, can take a toll, take its toll, you know, take its toll. And getting the right advice, financial advice, like, have you called the Ramsey show? You know, you've got to get the right advice, free advice. There's a lot of free advice out there. The Ramsey show, they might tell you to sell your truck, you know. They might tell you that if you need money or something. Yeah, well, you've got to work on the baseline to get the pyramid sorted out. And you haven't even started on that, mistake. That's the thing. You keep looking for all these other things and you haven't worked on the basics. I don't know why you haven't paid that car off. You were meant to have paid it off ages ago. Well, you might have to sell it, you know, and get a cheaper car for cash. Depends how much is left on it. You've got to call the Ramsey show and get them to sort out your finances for you. Yeah. Hi, Anita. Is Anita doing a donation, Anita? Oh, PayPal. You got PayPal. All right. Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Anita. Let's go. 13th of the 12th, 1989. Does TS love you? TS. TS. How long has that one been going on for? I feel like there's a six week or a 6 month window with him. Like, you will have sorted something out with him in a 6. So how long have you known him for? You might not even need a card, Mystique. It depends on where you live. 8 years in your head. Or maybe it's time to get him out of your head. And get somebody else on the page. He's got somebody else. He's involved with someone else. He's committed to someone else. I don't know if you know him through work. He could be living with somebody or hiding at home or working from home. Or you might see him around your neighborhood or home environment. I feel like he's got someone else. He could be married or living with someone else. If a man's unavailable, he's not even worth thinking about in our books here. You know, it's time to get him out of your head, and he's taking up free rent in your mind, you know. So it's not worth it. Have I missed anybody? Got Maria. Oh, it's now scrolling. Yeah. Got Maria. Well, that could be a mental health issue if you can't stop. You might need something to replace it, you know. Get obsessed about yourself or about somebody else. Get involved with someone else. Not that you can see, Venusian. Yeah, I can't see either. I thought you were just about finished paying the car note, Mystique. I don't understand why it's not done yet. You were almost paid. I thought you said at one point you'd paid it off. There's nothing good about having cars in loans. Let me pick 3 cards for Anita, just to get like some sort of... there's a 3 again. He's got someone else. It's time for you to celebrate your life for you and to get him out of your head. Yeah, you know that. You feel like he's dominating you. You feel like you could have had a dominating father or somebody in your life who was dominating, an ex-husband, a brother, somebody who was a bully or lorded it over you. And they've messed your mind up, basically. They've messed you up emotionally. And they could have, you know, impaired your judgment about yourself and impaired your judgment about men in general. So I think it's an inner job. I don't think there's anything else here. I think it's whimsical and romantic to think about this guy, but I do feel like if you can get through this and get out of it, I do feel like there's romance for you somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's romance for you somewhere else, Anita. Yes, go ahead, Lorraine. Go ahead. There is light at the end of the rainbow, but I think you need to get this guy out of your head first. And there could be a T. You said TS. There's somebody else with a T initial coming in. I don't think it's not him. And there's a link with Chicago. I don't know why. He could have been born in Chicago, not living there, but born there. Oh, thank you for the donation. Thank you for that. You're going to ask another question, Lorraine. Yes, you're most welcome. Maybe it's a good idea, Mystique, not to work so much over the summer and just try to get some sort of assistance or something. Sort out your health. Usually they use contractors, find the contracting company. Anita says, my anger, I better learn the ghost pottery. You have to do it though, Mystique. You can't keep talking about stuff and not doing it, you know. It's already like Saturday night. You have to put it on the list for Monday. You know, there's no other way around it. Anything else, Anita? Jupiter is in Cancer, says Venusian, so whatever decisions you make, it will be just expand, good or the bad. Yeah, that makes sense. Ah, she is a rat. TS. Ah. That's the song. When the moon's in the 7th house. Exactly. Mystique, I don't think you've got the, you know, if you continue the way you're doing and the way you're working, your health is going to go downhill. You know, that's a warning, you know. It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It truly is, Anita. It truly is. Thanks for your input, Venusian. That's very kind of you to help people. Yeah, I think you need some time off, Mystique, to get your health sorted out. So she will enjoy. If I was you, I would call the Ramsey show. Anita says, take some mushrooms, it'll be okay. Well, summer's only for a certain time frame, isn't it? You know, it's only for 2 or 3 months, and then you're going to be back in your normal job, and then you can afford it. So you have to make things work out. Okay, Lorraine. I told you to watch your stuff. Oh, you got robbed by an Uber driver. Okay. Did you report it? I don't think there was anything else there to take. And you would have cancelled your card. I mean, anything else might have been cosmetics or other, you know, sundry items, bits and pieces. I don't think there was anything else. There was nothing of value. You had your phone with you, which is a good thing. You didn't lose your phone, which is often the thing. Yeah, I did see theft around you, so I was saying make sure that you don't leave anything around the house that any of these new flatmates or roommates can take. Yeah, I was getting theft there, but it could have been the Uber driver. Yeah, but I'd say just be careful everywhere. You can report the Uber driver, but they might deny it and say it wasn't them, it was some other passenger. I don't think there's anything else there of value that you've lost. Yeah. You think that you might have, but I don't feel like... yeah, I don't think there's anything there that you've lost. They like to share a lot, but you don't like it. Yeah, you can just keep yourself out of all of that. You don't need to get involved. That's what I mean. I think Airbnb or that type of rental would be better for you to get some distance between, you know, get some distance between you and, you know, these roommates. One of them might have a crush on you as well. I don't think there's been anything else in there. Was there a chain or something on the bag or in the bag? There's like a little compact mirror or something. I think that was about it. But I don't think you're going to be missing anything, you know, other than getting a new card. I don't think you'll be missing anything. Oh, he got your health card ID. Okay. Yeah, there's probably some ID cards and stuff like that there. Well, you can get all of those things replaced. I don't think he can do much with the ID or anything else that he got. I think he was just going for cash and any other valuables he might have had there. Yep. I don't think he can do much else with what you've got. Don't think he can. He might have got your driver's license and your health card, but you can get those back. Yep. But it's going to help you just to be careful moving forward. I always put my bag over my, you know, diagonally over my shoulder when I get in the car and stuff, because you don't want it to slip off. A cross body bag is a good way to go. Yeah, don't worry about it, Lorraine. You've had a lot going on. Things are balancing out. Things are looking good. And you're going to have some time out to think about how you're going to shuffle up the energy and shift things out. Like you're going to rework something. So it's going to be reworking the career, the vegan cookies, the flatmate situation. Yeah. Yeah, I like to wear crossbody. Yeah. Because also if you've got your bag on one shoulder, you're lifting up your shoulder to keep the bag on. So it's actually putting your neck out and your shoulder out more than it would be. Yeah. Okay, my dears, lots of love and blessings moving forward. I'm going to close out and wish you all a beautiful night, beautiful day wherever you are. And I'll be back during the week for another live. I hope everyone's doing all right. Hi Fanny, you've just come to the end of the live. You can do a pre-order for the next live. I'm sure you'll find someone, Anita. You've got a beautiful name. I had a cousin called Anita. She was really lovely. You're most welcome, Miss Steve. Just focus on the foundation. I don't have a donation from you, family, so I'm not sure if there was a donation that came in. It'll be during the week. You can do a pre-order, which is on my website. Yeah, you can do a pre-order on my website under the donation page, and then your pre-order question will be the first up, the first question answered on the next live. All right, my dear. Lots of love and blessings, and I'll see you on the next live, everybody. Have a beautiful weekend or rest of your weekend, and I'll see you then.